A select group of poker players, Bills documentarians, the guys who talk like this, don't come here, nerd, fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all of sports. It's an honor and a privilege. It's time for Nick's Tears.
Thank you so much, Kevin Wildes. Wonderful introduction. Heidi Gardner would have done it better, but you.
That's true.
It was a solid job.
Heidi was excellent.
I mean, she was excellent. Solid job by you there all around. All right, it is that time of year where the eliminated bucket grows.
Oh, no.
Eventually, 18 teams will join the eliminated tier. Right now, we can reveal it, I think, we have 3 new ones. The Patriots and Panthers technically were eliminated a week ago. Metaphorically, were eliminated well before the year started. But this past weekend, the Titans lost, the Browns lost, and the Raiders lost. They have all joined the ranks.
So those teams are basically no good.
Well, they're eliminated.
There's no way they could even.
They're not. In the illustrious history of the tiers, we have never had to uneliminate a team.
Ouch.
They're not mathematically out.
But it's not against the rules.
But it's not against the rules. But it would be.
Spot on.
It is mortifying to have to Can you imagine having to uneliminate a team? Facing elimination, bottom row. These teams, if they lose, they're out.
Really?
Yeah. If they lose, they're out. They have 1 or 2 wins, all of them. The Jags will have lost to the Patriots. At that point, I'll be ready to say there might be some real problems there. The Rams, I like the Rams' talent, but they're so injured. They're coming off the bye. They have 1 win. If they fall to 1-5, they're out. The Saints, it will be their 5th straight loss. And the Giants, the wheels are coming off that bus. They just lost Andrew Thomas, sadly, for the year to a foot injury. I mean, Brian Dable seems to be getting more and more frustrated. They're facing elimination. Next one, same caliber, different conversations. Jet fans are like, how dare you lump us in with what? These other 2-win teams that do one thing really well, that have legitimate some dysfunction, but some talented players. And for the Dolphins, you almost feel bad because they have an excuse. Their quarterback's hurt. For the Cardinals, they have a potentially really good offense, but just not enough talent on defense. And then there's the Jets, who are, of course, the only team of this group to make a panic trade or fire their coach. But no, they deserve to be thought of better than the Cardinals. Why? Why? Because the Jets have beaten the Titans and the Patriots, and the Cardinals, their wins have come against, they did beat the Niners. They have some good ones. Okay, next. Mid.
Oh!
Or as Brew would say, Brew, what would you say?
Common.
For the cow. Now,
Common.
Brew,
like
you're right about that, but I did kind of trick you there because that includes your Eagles.
That middle team should not
be
That is
correct. Philly deserves as much as Dallas does. And again, it's all a matter of perspective, right? Colts fans are like, all right,
yeah,
sweet,
true.
We'll take it. Like, from mid,
mid.
You got 3 wins. They all have 3 wins. They all have a few blue chip players, but don't have the overall depth of the roster that you can feel great about. The Colts, it's more a question of the quarterback overall than anything else, but that's where they're at. Next, Coach, this is for you. Old school football. We're going to lead with who's the star of our team? Our coach. What's our brand? Toughness. What do we like to do? Run the damn ball or throw it short. Like that. And by the way, it's working. Those teams are 4-2, 3-3, 3-2, like all very viable playoff contenders in the AFC, which going into the year most people thought was going to be the tougher of the 2 divisions or the 2 conferences. Pardon me. But they're just playing kind of a throwback version. Next. Offense has to carry them. Every game you don't score 28, you're probably going to lose. I know the Bengals just won a game not like this, but in general, that's what it's going to have to be. All of these teams have expended their resources and their money on the offensive side of the ball, which means they need that side of the ball to get them their victories. They don't have enough talent on defense. The Seahawks are trying to change that with Mike McDonald, but it hasn't really come around. The Bengals don't have the personnel, and the Falcons, despite the addition of Matthew Judon, Wildes might have been on to something that he wasn't going to be that big of a difference maker for them. Still love the red sleeves, but the offense got to carry them. The games have to matter. Listen, Washington and Tampa Bay must be respected as legitimate contender-adjacent teams. They have to. It's not only what their record is, it's who they've beaten. It's how good they have looked. It's that if we removed our priors from before the year, we would say these are excellent teams. Yeah. They both have veteran head coaches. I understand for Washington, it's a new head coach, but he has been to a Super Bowl. Todd Bowles been a coach multiple times in this league, done a good job. And the Bills, I know people were down on them coming into the year. But Josh has cleaned it up, even if he's not as explosive. And the Niners, despite some tough losses, I think we all have seen the ceiling of that team. So that's where they are. Next group. It's just the NFC North, guys. And those are 4 of the 7 best teams in football right now. You can make an argument for any of these 4 teams really in any ranking within the division. As for the Bears' argument would be, once the quarterback got the rookie jitters out of the way, they've been awesome on defense and on offense. The Packers' argument is, we went 2-0 with our back. Argument is, literally, LeVar Ball never lost. Sure. And the Lions' argument is, we have the highest ceiling of any of these 4 teams despite the Aiden Hutchinson injury. Next, top-tier contenders. I disagree with Brew only in this regard. Bruce, I think, believes that the Ravens are a notch above of Houston. Yep. I don't see it that way. I think they are on the same plane right now, but I think they're both well coached. I think they both have questions on defense, but enough splash playmakers that can do it. Quarterbacks playing out of their mind. Enough weapons on offense for Houston. It's more on the outside. For the Ravens, it's more Derrick Henry-ish. And then last but not least, rested and disrespected. Coming off a bye and an underdog despite not having lost since Christmas Day 2023, your back-to-back defending Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, you were obviously bringing sexy back last night.
Okay, thank you.
While the committee was being overserved in this evaluation right there,
you just tuned it in.
Overserved.
It's disappointing where you have the Lions.
Oh.
The Lions, to me, need to be in that top-tier contenders list. And let's just look at last week. So Baltimore and Houston, they beat up on a couple rookie quarterbacks, while the Detroit Lions went in and embarrassed the highest-paid player in the NFL. Okay, so there's that. And then let's take a look at where they are in terms of the most important statistic. Okay, points. Okay, points per game, rank. Lions are first, Ravens are fourth, Houston's 14th. How about how many points they're allowing? Lions are 8th, Baltimore's 24th, Houston's 15th. But the quarterbacks, right? The next argument's going to be the quarterbacks are so different. Well, it's probably going to be the quarterbacks. So let's just take a look at where they are in terms of quarterbacks. Completion percentage. Goff is the highest TD and interception.
He's the worst.
It's a little bit higher for Lamar. Interception is the same for Stroud. Passer rating, he's second. But you can see they're all really, really close. So to put Detroit not in the top contender list is obviously a function of you spending your night at a concert as opposed to really digging in and doing the work and trying to figure out where teams belong.
Okay, so the personal shots don't need to be taken.
Well, I'm just saying. And I checked my phone like 16 times yesterday. I didn't get an invite. Everybody else at the show was invited.
All right, so 2 points. One is, it would be kind of odd to have a tier called the NFC North and to not have the Lions in it. That's first.
That's true.
But more importantly,
make the right tier.
More importantly is this: if the Ravens or the Texans had this past weekend lost for the season, the second most important player on their team, I would, take that into account. It's unfortunate, and I feel sick for Aiden Hutchinson, but I think that it is the single most impactful injury in the NFL this season that a contending level team has suffered.
Like, I guess the Lions should probably cancel the rest of the
No, it's not. No. Nobody said they should cancel the rest of their season. The point is that I don't think that they are going to be able to stay top 8 in the league in points per game allowed without a pass rusher that has created half their sacks and half their total pressures for the team. I think the Lions are excellent. The committee thinks they might be, as high as the 4th best team in the league, but I think that Hutchinson injury is devastating. So you can't. I couldn't have them quite on the same level as Baltimore and Houston.
Coach, you'll like this. Jets, Jets.
Coach will not like that.
Why would Coach like
Coach
that?
does not like the Jets.
He picked them to win the division.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not saying they got to make a huge jump, but they should be at least on the mid-level, and maybe, and I know it doesn't fit the name, old school football, but maybe even on that level with
Older
the
players,
old
right?
football.